Survival games and survival games on mobile are extremely popular. People seem to love this genre, and a ways back I put out a video giving you guys some really good ones, but I dove deeper in. We went back inside and picked out another 10, actually 12 games that you should be playing because they're really good in the survival space. So let's dive into my top 10 survival games that you can play right now on mobile. Ark Survival Revolved is the first one on today's list, and this one has been around for years on Steam and on PC, and now we have the ability to play this on mobile devices as well. Who wouldn't want to drop into a world filled with very dangerous dinosaurs that you can use to kind of develop and protect your civilization, or have to fight because they are attacking you? You got to be really careful what your enemies are putting on the backs of these creatures. But this is one of my favorites on today's list because I think it's one of the most built out, best, most well-rounded survival games on the mobile market today. And again, you could also play it on PC and even on consoles. Last Day on Earth has over 5 million reviews, which tells me that this game is extremely popular. People have been playing it for an extremely long time, and it has a large active player base. Now, in all of the games that we see on these lists, they don't all always have a large active player base, so when you find one that does, it's one that you may gravitate to because, well, it has other people playing, longevity of the game, even if it's not something that you like, as much as one that has a smaller player base. It's something you have to think of when you're choosing. Last Day on Earth is one that's been played for a long time. Players seem to enjoy it and continue playing it over time, which means it's a safe bet to spend your time in. RAFT Survival. This is another one of my favorites on the list because, well, I love sharks. And if you love sharks, you are going to like this game because you are protecting yourself from them. Now, I don't want to swim with the sharks, but I do like the idea of sharks. In this game, you are surviving on the ocean waters, trying to build up your base and make yourself sustainable and protected from anything that the seas may bring. This one's different than all the others on the list because of where the environment is. You're on the open ocean. Really a lot of fun here. Again, another game that was really popular on PC and is converting well over here onto mobile devices as well. This is one I may actually spend a little bit of extra time in on my own personal phone because it's fun. Live or Die Survival Pro. This is a 99-cent game, so it's not free to download, but it's one that is also been doing fairly well on the mobile market. If you're into zombies and building out survival civilizations within a zombie world, this is one of the options that you should consider if you don't like being on the open sea like we just saw in RAFT. This one right here is really nice. You get dropped into the world, you have to build up your civilization as you do in many of these types of games and protect yourself from the incoming waves of zombies. But be careful because when they get inside, you need to be prepared to protect yourself. Let's Survive Survival Game. Do you think they're trying to get the search engine optimization for the word survival here? I think so. With that being said, it's another zombie-style survivor game where you need to build up things as you do in any others. This one is one of the least popular on the list with only 30,000 reviews, which means it has a much smaller player base than others that we've already seen on today's list. With that being said, it has some of the same mechanics as you'll find in those games, so it's one that's worth trying if you want something new. WESTLAND Survival Cowboy Game. Now right here we're looking at a trailer that looks extremely nice, but in a moment I'm going to take you into some actual images of the gameplay itself. This one right here is for all you cowboys out there that are looking for a survival game that kind of represents how you are IRL, if you know what I mean. I don't know about this one for myself personally, but maybe for you it's something that you would more enjoy. Let me take a second here and show you some clips here of what it looks like in-game. As you can see in-game, it looks a lot different than we were seeing in the trailer. We see that a lot in a lot of these mobile games, but that's okay because it still does really look nice in the in-game images as well when you compare it to other mobile games in the same genre. Are you subscribed to the channel? Thank you if you are. If you're not, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my upcoming videos. Dawn of Zombies Survival Game. This one here is another one where you're going to be defending yourself from the zombies surviving in the world, but it is class-based, so you could choose your class at the start of the game. Again, another one that's similar in the zombie space, but again, I like these options. I like not being stuck to only one or two options. In this case, you have multiple options if you're trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. Stormfall Saga of Survival. This one here gives me the vibes of a kingdom builder style game, one that you have that whole HUD and element. It just looks like that to me, but in this case it is a survival game with that look and that feel. Not the best looking graphics of all of them that we're seeing here today, but it is well accepted by the community. A lot of people do enjoy playing this one, and the active community base does still seem to be there. It's one that's another option for you to give a try. Dismantle is next on today's list, and this one right here is one that I actually like kind of the most on today's list, or one of the most. This is also a very big and popular game on PC as well, and it converts nicely over to mobile platforms. Some people may even argue that it's easier to play on the mobile platform because of the touchscreen controls. That being said, there's lots of options and depth here inside of the game as you progress on through it, both as far as how the maps go, where you can build your civilizations, and the development of your trees, your skills, and your overall progress inside of the game. This is a really well-developed game that has a lot of depth to it that I think you could spend a ton of time playing before you start getting bored. Last Outlander is up next, and I mentioned earlier that one of the games only had 30,000 reviews. Well, this one has under 7,000, so I'll tell you, this one here is actually the least popular, smallest game on the list, but that does not mean that it's not a good game. Remember, some of these games are hidden gems that have yet to be explored. Question is this one of them? There's a lot of depth here, a lot of options, and a lot of fun, something that you may want to try and tell your friends about to start building that community. Don't Starve Pocket Edition. This game is $5, so it is not a free to download game, but do you remember when this was like a huge deal on PC? Everyone was streaming Don't Starve, a nice survival game with a really beautiful aesthetic to the game. I really did always love how the game looked more than anything else. But with that being said, we're looking at another game here that is completely built out to the level of a PC title, but we now have the option to play it on mobile as well. This is you can't go wrong playing this game if you like survival games and you're willing to pay $5 up front just to download the game. If you're someone that's looking for a mobile game, that's a survival game that you know is guaranteed to be good, this is going to be the one on today's list for you. You just got to put up those $5 up front. I personally think it's worth it. EXILE Survival Games Online. This one's last on the list because I think it may have some of the least potential, but with that being said, it does offer something different. It's just the way that the character builds are here. You're not just a normal human dropping into the world, and it does have a different look and feel. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't deserve to be last on the list. Maybe I spoke out of turn there. Either way, the game has a lot of options, customization abilities, and it also has a futuristic feel to this really, not futuristic world. I like the idea of this one, and it's worth you trying a download to see if you agree with me and think that it's worth playing. Any games that you're playing right now, let me know in the comment section below because I want to check it out, see what you're playing, and possibly make a video featuring that game.